Yes, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Secretary. Thanks for all your time here today. An issue I believe is close to your heart, Cuba. Is it the policy of the United States to seek regime change in Havana? And should we see the developments that are going on right now with Venezuela, the U.S. policies, as part of an effort to bring down the communist government?
Yeah,
And if I may briefly, do you stand by your statement earlier this year that nobody has died from USAID cuts?
On your first point, I think it's not just a policy of this administration. I think every administration would love to see a different type of situation in Cuba. Cuba's a disaster. It's a disaster. It's not just because they're Marxists and because they're terrorists. They're incompetent. These are incompetent people, and they've destroyed that country. On the second point, I'm very proud of the changes we've made in foreign aid. Just yesterday, the day before, we are, I think before the end of this year, going to enter into over 50 compacts, health compacts with different countries around the world. Understand the way this used to work. We used to go to a country and say, we're going to give you a bunch of money for your healthcare programs. And then we would go out and hire some NGO in Northern Virginia or whatever. They would take their 60% cut off the top for administrative aid. They would take another 20%. Before you knew it, just a portion of that money was even reaching these countries. In many cases, many of those countries, it is true. I heard somebody whisper that's not true. It is true. In many of these countries, the governments didn't even know how much money was being spent. We are now entering into government-to-government compacts with these governments. And the compacts are the following. Not only are they provided assistance, but they are being provided a plan to build up their own self-sustainment and their own abilities internally. So that in the long term, these countries need less aid because they can now do it for themselves. Some countries may take 5 years, some countries may take longer, but we're very proud of that, and the countries are very excited about that. I'm also very excited about humanitarian aid. It's interesting, nobody, you guys didn't pay a lot of attention to this, but this happened. In Jamaica, got hit by this hurricane. And everybody, I saw some articles, oh, this is going to be a disaster. The U.S. humanitarian response is not going to be good. It was excellent. Perhaps one of the best humanitarian responses in recent memory in terms of what we were able to bring very quickly to bear in assistance to them, led by our embassy, but also led by the region. And by the way, it was also very helpful that we had a lot of military assets in the region that were able to assist in that as well. We recently had an event in Sri Lanka. Again, we were able to very quickly provide assistance, the assistance they needed. So we're very, now, it's still a work in progress. We're still building this out. But I think in the big picture and in the long term, when people look back at this, they're going to say that we redid foreign aid in a way that actually delivered aid more effectively and in a way that furthered our national interests, both. And a lot of it driven from the embassy level. The amount of control and power and influence that our ambassadors and our embassies will now have to help shape how foreign aid looks like in those individual countries is much greater today than it was when you had USAID sitting alongside them almost as an independent branch that oftentimes took actions completely divorced, completely separated from our broader foreign policy.